Hi, so today we are going to discuss one of the components of Selenium that is called Selenium IDE. But before that, let me tell you one more thing. So in the last session, I forgot to tell you one thing. So I said that Selenium automates only web-based applications, right? So whenever it comes to window-based application or desktop-based application, so Selenium is not recommendable, right? Because Selenium is something which can automate anything on the browser. But in between, like if we have to interact with any window-based application, so we have a solution. Okay, so Selenium has to be integrated with a third-party tool like Sikuli or AutoIT. Okay, for example, suppose I have to upload a file. Hmm? Then I have to interact with a window-based application, right? Where I can search for a file or browse the file and I can upload it. So in between, like if I have to interact with any window-based application, then I can take the help of third-party tools like AutoIT and Sikuli. So we can write to interact with window-based applications, Selenium can be integrated with third-party tools like AutoIT and Sikuli. So we will see about these third-party tools later. But Sikuli is something like which recognizes objects based on the image recognition mechanism. So we have to take proper images of objects. So based on those based on those images, it will identify the objects. Okay, and AutoIT itself has a different mechanism that we will see later. But as of now, just remember, like if we have to interact with window-based applications, then Selenium can be integrated with third-party tools like AutoIT and Sikuli. Okay, and we also have locator strategy in Selenium. Locator strategy. So what is locator strategy? So how we are identifying web elements in Selenium WebDriver, right? Let it be Selenium WebDriver or Selenium IDE. So actually we have to follow locator strategy. Okay. So we have different kinds of locators, or like we can say like 7 or 8 types of locators in Selenium. So we have like ID, we have XPath, we have CSS, then we have link text, we have partial link text, then we have class name, then we have tag name. Okay, so we have 7 locators in Selenium, but in Selenium 4 we have something called as relative locator also. Relative locator. So we have total 8 locators in Selenium. Using these locators, we can identify any web element on a particular web page. Okay, so we will have a different tutorial for XPath. So I will tell you like what is XPath and what are different types of XPath, how to write XPath, okay, how to write customized XPath. So we will have a different tutorial for this. Okay, don't worry. But as of now, just remember, so we are using all these locators for finding web elements uniquely on a web page. Okay, sometimes we have to find a list of web elements also. At that point of time, we can take help of XPath or we can take help of class name or tag name, right? So now let's see like what Selenium IDE is. Okay, Selenium IDE. Okay, so IDE in full form means integrated development environment. Okay, integrated development environment. Selenium IDE has a record and playback feature. That means Selenium IDE can record all the user actions such as click, okay, then like verify text, verify elements on a web page, select value from a web list, etc. And we can play the recorded script back to to test the application under test. Okay, so from this definition we got to know that Selenium IDE has a record and playback feature, so we can record all the user actions and we can play them back to test the application under test. Okay, so basically Selenium IDE is an add-on. Okay, so Selenium IDE is an add-on or extensions or extension of Chrome and Firefox. Okay, so before it was only supported by Firefox, but later they started like they made it compatible with Chrome as well. Okay, so now Selenium IDE is available for both Chrome and Firefox. Okay, so now let's see like how we can add this extension to our browser and we can start using it. Okay, so if you see, this is my Chrome browser. Okay, so what I have to do is I have to navigate to the official website of Selenium, that is called as selenium.dev. Okay, so if you go here, so you will find the Selenium IDE here. See, this is the section for Selenium IDE. So if you see, like it has given its definition. Selenium IDE is a Chrome and Firefox plugin which records and plays back user interactions with the browser. Okay, so if you see, we have the versions, okay, and release notes also. So for example, I have to download the extension for Chrome. So what I have to do is I just have to click here. Okay, it's getting loaded. Just yeah. So you will find this button. So just click here, add to Chrome. So automatically it will get added. Just click here, add extension. So you will find one icon here. Okay, so it is saying adding to Chrome. So automatically it will get added to your Chrome as an extension. It will take some time. See, now it has given one pop-up, right? Selenium IDE has been added to Chrome. Okay, so now if I open this, okay, so what I have to do is let me just restart my Chrome browser. Okay, so I'll just write here Chrome. Okay, so if you go here and go to say help or say more tools, go to extensions. Yeah, go to more tools and extensions. So you can find Selenium ID over here. Let it get loaded. So extensions are being loaded. See, if you see, right, and if you want you can remove also, not a problem. So if you click on remove, so automatically it will get removed. Okay, so now let's go to its details. Okay, so if you want, like you can find all the details over here, like what version you are using, what is its size. Okay, so now let's launch Selenium ID from here. Okay, so I'll just click here. So automatically, like Selenium ID will get launched. Okay, so now it is telling me like what you want to do: record a new test in a new project, open an existing project, create a new project, close Selenium ID. So I want to create a new project, right? So if I hit here, so it is giving some like pop-up and it is asking you to enter the project name. So I'll just write here like test automation project. Okay, and I have to click on OK. Okay, so it has created one project for me. So now what I will do, I will take this application. Let me just open that application. So yeah, so this will be our application under test demo.nopcommerce.com. So I'll take this application as application under test. Okay, so once I hit record button, right, if you see like here we have one record button. So if I hit this, now it is asking me the base URL. So I have to provide the base URL over here. Now just click on start recording. So automatically your application will get launched. And after that, what you want to do, suppose I want to click on this register. Okay, then I will click this mail radio button. Then I will enter first name, then say last name. Okay, after that, suppose I have to select some date of birth. Let me select something. Any value you can select. Okay, and email, suppose I can give anything, say I'll just give automation at gmail.com, and I'm giving some company name, say test automation company. Okay, after that I'm giving some password. Okay, so test at the rate 123, then test at the rate 123. Okay, so after that what I will do, I'll just go and stop this recording. Okay, so it is giving one pop-up and it is telling me to enter test name. So I'll just give your test underscore 001 and I'll click on OK. So this is my test case. Okay, so if you see, it has recorded all the user actions. User actions means like what you perform on a web browser, like you are doing some click operation, you are doing some operations like verifying the text, or like you are entering any value in an edit field, you are clicking a radio button, you are clicking a checkbox. So all these web actions are being recorded properly.